The Vikings gave new brides cats as wedding gifts?
No.
Really?
No, they didn't.
But I saw this one wedding website say that they did.
Wedding websites do not exist to provide historical accuracy.
But
domesticated cats in Scandinavia were descended of North African domesticated cats, and from what we know of surviving skeletons, they were still a pretty exotic species in the Viking Age and not very widespread. From a practical standpoint, there wouldn't have been enough cats around to make them a traditional wedding gift.
But Freya, the Norse goddess of war and fertility, rode in a chariot pulled by cats.
Are you sure?
All the Norse mythology books say that.
The mythology books say that, but the only source for that is Snorri Sturluson, a Christian politician who was born more than 100 years after Iceland voted to convert to Christianity. It seems likely that Snorri copied Cybele or Magna Mater / Great Mother from the Roman pantheon. She is very documented being pulled in a chariot by lions, whereas Freya is not.
Really?
Researcher Matthias S. Toplak writes in his publicly available research paper, The Warrior and the Cat, that it's much more likely that Freya was associated with wild boars, like her male counterpart, Frey.
But I don't like that because pigs aren't as sexy.
Maybe not to us, but they can be vicious, violent animals, and a sow can have up to 100 piglets before she's 3 years old.
What?
As far as a symbol of both war and fertility goes, a wild boar makes a lot of sense.
So the Vikings didn't venerate cats at all.
And there's no evidence of it, no.
But lack of evidence doesn't mean
They skinned a lot of cats.
What?
Particularly at the archaeological site of Hedeby, we know that the Vikings were skinning a lot of young cats for their fur.
They weren't just hungry and eating whatever was around?
No, the skeletons showed no damage to the long bones like you see when animals are butchered and cooked, but they did have cut marks around their skulls, which were consistent with skinning.
I don't like that.
Cat fur does seem to have been a luxury good to the Vikings, but not everywhere. So like in the trade center of Birka, which was dealing in all kinds of fur, and for whatever reason, we haven't found any reason of them skinning cats there.
Why is that?
Maybe pest control was more important in Birka, we don't know.
So the Vikings really didn't give brides cats.
Sorry.
You'd expect the wedding industrial complex to do honest business.